It's Live City, back in time here on V180. You're with Leah and Grace. One half of the girls upstairs.
Tragic.
Very, very. But it is okay because you're here with me, we're here with you, and it's great to be here together. But Grace, you were telling me in the break, actually, about you went to a, what was it, a
buffet.
A buffet over the weekend, hey?
Yeah. I went for my dad's 50th birthday and they're like, I'll shout. And I was like, I will never turn down a free buffet. hey. So my husband and I, we actually like full on prepped for it. We were watching videos on how to beat the buffet. Skipped lunch. We only had like carbonated beverages. We had a very like fatty breakfast so that we wouldn't feel full by the end.
Yeah.
Like we were planning. We were like experts.
You got to.
You know? But it left me wondering. Of course, went to the buffet, felt super sick as always, went home, almost threw up on the way home.
Yeah.
And it left me wondering, wow, interesting. What is the relationship between like buffets or like even things like mukbangs and stuff like that and what God says about gluttony? True.
Interesting topic. Very interesting topic because it is something that we see a lot in like society today. You know, it is a trend and not even just food.
Yeah.
Just the complete overindulgence of anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like all of those things, they're not good.
No,
they're not good for the soul, not good for the spirit, you know. And we were talking about like bringing it back to food. And we were looking up some stats, you know, like obesity just in Australia. You know, what did you say? 75% of men and 60% of women in Australia are classified as overweight.
Or obese. Yeah.
Or obese. And like that's
crazy.
And it's a staggering. That's more than half.
That's more than half of Australia. And what's interesting is that God is not silent on this issue either. Old and New Testament, Philippians 3:19, their end is destruction, their God is their belly, and their glory and their shame with minds set on earthly things.
Yeah.
1 Corinthians 3:16-17, a classic. Do you not know that you are God's temple and that God's spirit dwells in you? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy him. For God's temple is holy, and you are that temple. Proverbs 25:16, if you have found honey, eat only enough for you, lest you have your fill of it and vomit it. And then I think the most convicting one is out of Psalm 78:18. They tested God in their heart by demanding the food they craved.
Wow.
And you could go for hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of verses throughout God's word, all about gluttony and about the importance of looking after your body, which God has given you.
Of course.
Super interesting.
Absolutely. You know, we've been given, our bodies, our physical bodies are a gift. You know, we need to love the vessel, protect the vessel, you know, and it's not even about like, what do they call it, fat shaming or anything like that. It's got nothing to do with that at all. You know, like it's just like the way that we naturally are.
How God created us. Like you, in a sense, you have innate value as a human being because God has made you. You are like incredibly valued. But the thing is, God also gives you responsibility to guard the way that, like the body that you've been given and with the resources that you've been given. And by going and abusing your body through doing certain things that are objectively bad for you, are you being a faithful steward?
Absolutely. And that's and it's a tough question, and it's definitely one to wrestle with because, you know, I'm not a small person. You know, and I would be the first person to admit that, you know, love a good snack here and there, a little treat, if you will. Yeah. But, you know, ultimately it does come down to, you know, am I respecting the vessel that I've been given? And, you know, like there's nothing wrong with having a bit of an extra portion at dinner time here and there or having a snack if you want to have a snack. But if it's impacting your life to the point where, you know, it's, you know, taking your time away from God. Yeah. Or, you know, or you can think...
It hinders you from serving God in any way or hinders your testimony.
Yeah.
Yes, I love God and I'm so thankful for the gifts he gives me. So I'm going to go and abuse my body.
Yeah. And like it's really quite, you know... counterproductive.
Yes.
In a way, you know.
In many ways, no, so true.
And like, as we were saying before, it's not even just with food.
Yeah.
All overindulging in like any area. Yeah. Whether, you know, be anything.
Yeah. Money, vacations, Netflix, like any thing that is good in of itself, but taken to the extreme, I think you can also apply that kind of idea of gluttony toward it.
Yeah. And I think for a good reason it's called a deadly sin.
Yes.
Because it absolutely is. And definitely something to ponder on and, prayerfully reflect, like other areas in your life or, heck, even my life.
Yeah.
That you see, okay, like this is starting to become a problem. I'm starting to obsess a little bit about this.
Yeah, so true.
Prayerfully bring it to the Lord and go, okay, Lord, this is becoming a problem for me. If it's taking my mind away from you, then it is a problem and we need to correct it. And the best way to do that is getting into the Word and going from there.
Getting back to him. Well, as Paul says, bodily training is of some benefit. But you should finish reading that verse.
That's right. All right, good chats. Well, let's get back into it now. We got Matthew Parker and Huseki. Today is the day here on V180.
Vision 180.
Live different.
Different.